Literally, as soon as the mic went live, that happened. Good morning, everyone. How are we all doing today? Welcome to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Applause. Let me just check my mic audio. Welcome to twitch.tv. Okay, we're good. Okay, a couple of things. First things first, for anyone that's been here before, you may have seen we occasionally get hitching on the microphone. I'm not going to guarantee that I fixed that, but I removed a few things, changed a few things around, and hopefully that might help stop it happening. One of the things I removed was RTX voice. RTX voice gets rid of background noise and prioritizes your voice rather than everything else in the room, which is wonderful, unless you do anything with a little bit of emotion. So if you scream or laugh or raise your voice, RTX goes, that's not a normal voice level, and kills it. The downside of removing RTX voice is that we were supposed to have some work done in the house like months ago. It's been like postponed 3-4 times. It's finally taking place today, just as I get rid of RTX voice. So it didn't really do that very well, did I? Although I haven't been using it for about a month. But anyway, how are we all doing? Excuse me. Happy Monday. Welcome to twitch.tv/Ice Cream Plus. My name is Graham Day, and this is where I would usually say it. And this is Bibby, but he's not here in a box floating on the screen because he's off. Final day of his 4-day weekend celebrating Mrs. Bibby's birthday, so it's a one-man scoop today. A dollop, as we call it. Not a scoop, a dollop. So thank you for joining me for my second dollop live on stream. If you are in the chat, please feel free to use your voice. We go live on Twitch each and every single weekday with the UK's #1 video game podcast, This The Scoop. And in true Scoopy fashion, actually, before I say Scoopy fashion stuff, let me just take a step back. We go live at 10 a.m. ish. I forgot the ish. I mean, I can't start a show without saying ish. It's 4 minutes past 11. We did go live just before 11, so it was 10 a.m. ish. So we go live each and every single weekday at 10 a.m. on twitch.tv// that was the one. Ice Cream Uploads. Twitch.tv/Ice Cream Uploads each and every single weekday at 10 a.m. We're going to give you my thoughts and impressions on the biggest, the best, and breaking stories from the world of video games. We want your thoughts and impressions on my thoughts and impressions right now, right here, live in the chat. If you are in the chat, please feel free to use the chat. I can see a bunch of you are already starting to do that, so keep doing it. If anyone else trickles in, then feel free to use the chat too, because we turn this live stream into a podcast, a video for YouTube, and an audio podcast on iTunes, Spotify, SoundCloud, and Google Play. So all of the places want your opinions. Make sure you use them on behalf of everyone watching and listening on demand a little bit later on. A couple of things to mention. The Loot Drop, that's our monthly giveaway where we give back to subscribers of the channel. Spike won it last week, I think it was today, last week, and he does a copy of Cyberpunk. Feel free to share your suggestions of what this month's Loot Drop should be. Obviously, this is a prize that's only open to subscribers, but everyone can give out suggestions. Should we make it Hitman this month? Hitman's coming out this month. Should we do... obviously, we'll give it away the first Monday... Hammers are out now. We'll give it away the first Monday of February, but should we do Hitman? What do we think? Let us know what you guys think. And then finally, we are now part of the Insert Coin stream family, the Coin Army. Use ! Insert Coin in chat once I've opened up the chat bot, because it's not open. Let me open that up. So once that runs, when I tell you can, ! Insert Coin will give you that. We have our own exclusive discount code, which will be in the command that you type in chat. If you're interested in buying something, that's going to happen all day. So I'm going to try ignore it as much as I can, because it will be continuing through the stream. Anyway, let's jump in. Mr. Tito says, "Good morning, fellow nerds. How's things? Lav? You all right? A good weekend? How? Oh, let me make sure it's logged in. There we go. Chatbot should be open. So let me type in insert coin. Boom. Yeah, there we go. 20% off your next order, your first order, using code ICIceCream20. There you go, boom. Mr. Thomas Adam is making some flat pack furniture. What are you building? Are we talking like cupboards? Are we talking like beds? What are we saying? Just sounds like you have your PS4 on. It's actually a bit quieter than that. So yeah, no, it actually does. Yeah, it does. Mr. Bibb, he says, "I'm here, though." Do you know what? I was hoping that you weren't going to be here so that I could roll out the, okay, which one of us is more committed? Because I had COVID and still turned up to a few streams. You just have hangover and didn't turn up, but you did, so I'll let you off. Boo. Mr. Rich Locke, how the devil are you, sir? The world's greatest photographer. Well, just want to have a caveat that if I'm speaking to another photographer, I'll probably say the same thing there. But no, genuinely, Rich Lock. And even if he wasn't the world's greatest photographer, the world's best beard on a photographer. There you go. How's things, dude? You okay? You okay? Danny there says, try sitting downstairs with it. Yeah. See, I can't quite pinpoint where the work is happening, because obviously, I mean, our staircase kind of goes up, then you have like a mini landing with 2 steps, and then we have like a long landing that like kind of overlooks the stairs. And there was work being done upstairs and downstairs, so I don't really know who's getting the worst of it, because I don't know where it is. Can't quite pinpoint. I'm building 2 wardrobes. Okay, well, we will see you in about 6 to 7 days. There will be extra screws and extra pieces of wood, but enjoy. I am still in bed, though. Yeah, to be fair, I was still in bed most of the time when I was dropping in. So, yeah, you've got days off. Use it properly. That's exactly it. Anyway, we have a few stories for you today. Just before we jump in, I want to mention right outside the living room that, okay, basically I'm complaining that it's loud. It's smack bang next to Danielle. You could do this, babe. You could do this. What was I saying? Oh, that was an exclamation mark Discord. There we go, exclamation mark Discord. That will give you the link to our Discord. Funnily enough, I mean, imagine that. But it does. That is the link to our Discord. You can join it right there. The reason I put that in there is because I want to shout out Big Zombie Monkey, a.k.a. Spike, who was the winner of the loot drop last week. And do you know what? It's nice to see the winner of a loot drop not just grabbing prizes and running away. Not that anyone else has done that before, but it's nice to see that someone in the community has won our loot drop. And when I say that, Spike has given us the first story of the day. You can share them via Discord using that link in the channel, or via any of our social channels, exclamation marks. Socials will spam all of our social links in there. So if you have any stories that you want us to discuss, that you want to discuss with other people, then feel free to share it with us on social media or in the Discord, as Spike did just the other day. So that will be our lead story of the day. We have Mr. Gary Clark in the chat as well. Good weekend, dude. I'll read. How are you doing? Actually, let me change my... Let's go to the scope split screen, even though there is no bib. Because I want... Where is it? Is it that one? I think it's that one. It might be that one. Okay. I want to make sure that see that below me where it says available now on that. I want to put that on the big screen. One. I did have it on the other day, but I think actually. No. That's not what I wanted. No. Yes, get out of here. Okay, that one. Copy. That one. I know this is exciting, right? Right.
Thank you
yeah,
for
I know.
The ice cream.
Okay, sponsors. Is it the right one or is it the wrong one? Nope, it's the wrong one. Okay. Never mind. I will leave it. I wanted the rolling one that we have at the bottom, but never mind. West. Strange. Why didn't the room do its thing? Is Lumia stream open? Oh, Lumia is updating. Ah, okay. How the devil are you, West? How was the weekend? Did you have a good weekend? Thank you very much for being here. We should do another PUBG stream at some point soon. Providing everything is good for you. I've not seen you on stream for a while. Have I been missing it? Have we been like ships in the night or what? Only G allowed the fancy lights then. Yeah, sorry, it's mine. Do you know what? I'll do it manually for you. This is the kind of service that you'll get. You ready? Okay, no, I won't. I don't know why. I wonder if that's linked, quit. Okay. Lumia stream. Do you know what? I'll give this a second. It's just downloading updates. Okay. Do you know what? I'll leave that. We'll jump into some news. I'll try to fix it off stream. We have the voice working though, so that's good. If it breaks, please feel free to let me know in the chat. But let's jump into our first news article of the day. Lumia stream is just downloading stuff. Nice. This is all going well. Yeah, anyway, let's jump into our first news article of the day. As mentioned, this one was shared by Spike. Thank you very much, Spike, for sharing the news article with us. You can do the same, but for now, Adam Vjestica, I'm going to assume that is, at Tech Radar says that all black PS5 orders have been cancelled after the team received threats to their safety. And following up from that, the Twitter account has also now been deleted. So we'll start the article. I'm going to skip past the update, if I can find where the actual update is. Okay, that must be what it is. Okay, we'll start for the original article. Just a bit of a caveat. For those that missed it, we covered this story last week. There was a company called, I think it was Super 5, making PS5s with a PS2 aesthetic. Custom black, PS2 style PS5s. Obviously, getting rid of the white style that has been the norm for all PS5s at the moment. They were making 304, I think it was, of those consoles, and they were expected to be in demand. So that sets up the start of this cycle. For those who did order one of the 304, it was 304, PS2 themed PS5 consoles on sale, all orders have been abruptly cancelled. All existing orders will be cancelled and fully refunded in the coming days, Super 5 said. We intended this to be a fun way to celebrate a shared nostalgia. As it turns out, there are people out there who are willing to interfere with that. Perhaps unsurprisingly, the black PS5 launch did not go smoothly. Many users encountered payment issues and were charged for pre-orders that weren't actually available. Some users have expressed concerns that they've been unable to delete payment information or are yet to receive a refund, while others, who use PayPal, have seemingly been successful in getting their money back. Production of the black PS5 was limited to just 304 units, and demand far exceeded expectations, a trend that has become all too familiar when PS5 stock has appeared. Before cancelling all orders, Super 5 previously apologised on Twitter for the frustration some users face and vowed to do better in the future. The team also clarified what will happen to those who were charged mistakenly, though now everyone who placed an order will be refunded. If you were charged today but received no confirmation email, your order did not complete. The statement reads, charges for orders that did not complete will be reversed back to you. This usually happens within 1 day. Despite the disastrous launch, Super 5 said, if we determine that it's safe to try again, we will. Any future launches will be spread out into smaller batches to avoid the same strain on our systems. If you have placed an order and you would like to contact Super 5, you can do so here using the link in the article. The custom console and accompanying DualSense controller were due to ship in late spring 2021, and the design reflected the look of the iconic PS2, which still remains the best-selling PlayStation console to date, with 155 million units sold worldwide. But why were there only 304 units made? Well, it's because the PS2 was originally released on the 3rd of the 4th, 2000, and if you only wanted the DualSense controller, you had a slightly better chance of getting one, as there were 500 units up for grabs. It was easy to predict that the launch wouldn't go exactly to plan on the morning of January the 8th. A staggering 54,000 were already on the waitlist for the console, and that number continued to rise before pre-orders went live. If you wanted the black PS5, you had to pay a premium of £99 for the DualSense controller, usually £69, and £649 for the PS5 console, which is usually £499. Still, it's a lot less than the garish gold PS5 that costs over £10,000. It goes without saying that if you ordered the PS5 or a DualSense controller from Super 5, or plan to do so in the future, you do so at your own risk. There is always a chance that things could go wrong, especially when dealing with an unknown retailer, or in a case where a project could be shut down by the copyright holder. Sony already shut down other things. We'll stop with that bit there. Now, let's jump back up to the update. So this is more fresh. This is what's happened over the weekend. So, update, the website's Twitter account, at Super5Official, that's Super with a 3 instead of an E, Super5Official has now been deleted. While reports are certainly mixed at this stage, we've seen evidence that some users have received a full refund via PayPal, while others are still waiting. Some users are also stating that they were unable to delete their payment information from Super5's website, which is currently still live. The black PS5 from Super 5 officially sold out after going on sale on January 8th, but all orders were cancelled. Actually, is that the actual start of the article? It could be. No. Okay, well, it could be, but I'll read through it anyway. The black PS5 from Super 5 officially sold out after going on sale on January the 8th, but all orders were cancelled after the team behind the nostalgic makeover apparently received credible threats to their safety. In a statement via their now deleted Twitter account, the Super 5 team said, "Last night, our team began receiving credible threats to their safety. We take these threats seriously. We aren't willing to..." Wow, that's loud. "We aren't willing to risk the safety and well-being of our team or the potential impact this would bring on your order. It's unclear whether the alleged threats were issued by disgruntled customers who missed out on securing a console, or whether Sony has stepped in and threatened legal action. But we'll be searching for more answers in the coming days, such as whether customers are indeed receiving a full refund and why users seemingly can't delete their payment information." A lot to unpack there. The gist of it is Super 5 may have bitten off more than they can chew initially. This is the first point. Obviously, 304 consoles is not going to go a long way when you have hundreds of thousands, if not millions of consumers waiting to buy a console. Add to that this will then become a limited edition desirable console. And add to that even though this is more expensive than the market rate, it's still a lot cheaper than just heading to CEX and buying a second-hand console. This was always going to be them biting off a little bit more than they can chew. However, threats... I mean, it's a shame that we haven't had information of what those credible threats are by this point, because if that is people attacking the people at work there, then that's shit. Anyway, let me catch up with the chat before I jump in. You will have to tell them not to whistle in case you get a DMCA. Well, that's true. Bit dark in my office there. Yeah, you need to turn on the lights, honestly. God. I'm all good, thanks, dude. Nice. West says, "Indeed, mate, although work/kids at the home means no daytime PUBG for me." Yeah, understandable. Maybe after April. I can wait. Shed streams. Is that banging noise, Danielle, nailing a door shut to your office? It could be. It could be. So, yeah, anyway, to recap, Super 5 official made arguably one of, if not the sexiest PS5. I mean, I think we can all agree on that. I mean, like I said, I have come to like the white PS5. The black and the white just feels a bit different to me now. Maybe that won't last. Maybe I will get tired of seeing that. But when I saw the initial simple black, thank you. When I saw the initial simple black mock-ups of the was it black with a red hint? Because it was Spider-Man Miles Morales. There was two versions. There was one that was fully embossed spider on the side, and then there was one that was just a simple black style. And I must admit, it did look a little bit like I'm not 100% on that. But this one, which is their PS2 inspired one, I like this because it's multiple tones. It's black, and then there's black that's more like a dark grey black, jet black and matte black maybe. I don't know if that's what it is. Is there any other? No, there's no zoomed in pictures. Really like this. I really like this. But if you make something that people really want in general and then give them a superior visual version, you are asking for yourself to be put centre stage. The Twitter being deleted, though. So they've made these consoles. They've had huge supply and demand. Either they had the exceptional PR campaign that had their console featured everywhere, or that just got picked up and exploded because it's a very desirable item. And they weren't ready for that. They've stepped into the limelight that they weren't equipped for and have crumbled underneath it. Or the fact that their Twitter's there. I mean, could this be a company that's a bit dodgy? Had anyone heard of Super 5 Official before this went live? I know I hadn't. Had anyone else heard of Super 5 Official? Maybe this is a company that had so many eyes on them they couldn't get away with half-inching all of the monies. Maybe that's what it is. I don't know. I mean, people still haven't got their money back yet. Those that have through PayPal have got that back from PayPal, but those that paid directly to them haven't had their money back yet. So I don't know. Bridie, hey, there she is. I dropped into your stream. Was it Saturday? And I said BRB, and then never came back. So I apologise. But me and Danielle were tip running and stuff, and I was in PUBG as well. So hopefully the stream went okay for you. Danielle says, "Why didn't I think of that?" Don't be getting any ideas. Don't be getting any ideas. But yeah, Super 5 official. I don't know. I'm gonna see it. I can't click through that. I wanna click through to their website. Do we have anything on their website? Is there a link in here to their website? Nah. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. It could go one of a million ways because we're still pretty early. This article was only written yesterday, and that's weekend articles as well. There's a lot of fact finding to be done here. Don't you worry, I'm just lurking today with you on in the background of work. Well, thank you very much for the lurk. If anyone doesn't know who Bridie is, Bridie used to be part of the ice cream team. She's still in the intro. She's one of the many farts that happens on the channel. So feel free to go give Bridie a follow. Yeah, because it's still pretty early, I'm not quite sure where we sit with Super 5 in terms of... I mean, it could unravel, and it could just be some chancer that was trying to just take everyone's money and buckled, knowing that they were in the limelight. But it could be something that they didn't handle the demand. If we lean into the comments of the threats, the reason I've not focused on that, because that is usually where I would go. If someone's had threats, which I don't doubt could happen, I've seen people pissing and moaning at every element of getting a PS5 in the UK, be that game, be that Amazon, be that Yodel, be that DPD, be that wherever. Someone's always whinging about the fact that they've not got their things. Understandable. I'd do the same if mine didn't turn up. So I don't doubt that the credibility of the threats. It's just the fact that they said they've had credible threats towards their staff. What does that mean? So yeah, it's a weird situation. It's a weird situation. I won't stick to it for too long. I think we'll move on because we don't really know. There's a lot of things up in the air in that one. But yeah, interesting. Anyway, let's move ahead. Second news story of the day. Let's get rid of discussing now. Farting on my own channel now. Yay! There you go. Where is it? There we go. Second news article of the day. Sherif Saed at VG247. An article for Spike, who got this game from us just last week in our loot drop giveaway, says CD Projekt may face a big fine following Polish consumer protection investigation into Cyberpunk 2077. So, we thought the Cyberpunk headlines had disappeared. We pretty much lived on them for about 3 weeks before Christmas, but they're back. The controversy of Cyberpunk 2077 has attracted the gaze of Poland's Consumer Protection Office. Cyberpunk 2077's troubles seem to be continuing in the new year, coming off what could only be described as one of the roughest game launches in history. A shocking technical state on PS4 and Xbox One ended up getting the game pulled from the PlayStation Store, with many stores, including retail, offering refunds to disgruntled customers. Some disappointed investors aren't even taking CD Projekt Red to court over allegedly misleading them about the state of the game on last-gen consoles. If all that didn't cause enough damage to CD Projekt's reputation, Poland's Office of Competition and Consumer Protection is now also monitoring the situation. The UOKIK's... Wow, that's an absolute mouthful. Malgazata. Okay, it says mouthful, and then these are the next two words. The UOKIK's Malgazata Chilok, revealed in the Polish, my God, Dziennik Gazeta Prawna, via Benchmark. They revealed that the government office will be checking up on the progress on the promised patches, intending to bring console versions up to snuff. Wow, that completely sent me under that paragraph. I don't know if you could tell, but I struggled a little bit there. Anyway, we will check how the manufacturer is working on introducing corrections or solving difficulties that prevent the game from playing on different consoles, but also how it intends to act in relation to people who have complained and are dissatisfied with the purchase due to the inability to play the game on their equipment, despite the manufacturer's previous assurances. The UOKIK's Google translated statement reads, should CD Projekt fail to deliver or satisfy the UOKIK KIK's requirement, the developer may be fined up to 10% of its annual revenue. Things likely won't reach that point, but it's nonetheless another dent to the studio's reputation. Thanks, Gaming Root, says the bottom of the article. As Gary says, we've not spoken about Cyberpunk on here before. We haven't. Today. The Cyberpunk scoop. Yeah, exactly. It's one of those things. I mean, Cyberpunk pretty much dominated the headlines for like 3 weeks. It was either PS5 or Cyberpunk. There was occasional Xbox bits in there, but it was pretty much all about the PS5. Once, like, the Xbox launch week, then all of the stuff just kind of changed to PS5 focused, obviously. Let me just copy this. This, like I said last week, this is the bit that usually happens seamlessly-ish, because I'm usually doing this stuff while Bibby's talking. So I got Bib thoughts, and then I put the discussing now up. But Bib's not here to give thoughts, so I will put the discussing now up. CP2077. Come on, chop chop. There we go. Okay, is that gonna fit? Is it going to be too big? Okay. Mayface finds. There we go. Boom. That fits. Nice. Okay, first things first. Can anybody think of a video game in any generation of consoles, any console family? Can anyone think of something that's format exclusive, fully third-party, multi-format games that has launched with as problematic a launch as Cyberpunk? I mean, obviously we've got things like Anthem, but that really wasn't problematic as such. It just didn't have the content. I mean, maybe GTA, but that was more down to demand, and within a week they kind of stress tested that and patched and service. Is there anything that was kind of close to this? Well, I'm not sure I can think of anything. How many points are those names worth in Scrabble? Do you know what? I can't even. I'm going to scroll back. So, Malgorzata Cioloch revealed in the Polish Dziennik Gazeta Prawna. So I'm guessing that Dziennik Gazeta Prawna is a gazette, an article, a newspaper, a magazine, and Malgorzata Cioloch is a person. There you go. Nice. All of the letters in Scrabble. Fallout 76. Ooh, good shout. Good shout. Yeah, I'd still have to say, I mean, sorry for the noise again. I'd still have to say Fallout 76 was more like Anthem, in terms of it worked, but it was... Most of the complaints were about things that weren't there. And I suppose it's pretty similar, actually, in that sense. Because... or is it? Yeah, the issue with Fallout is there was a lot of like NPC interaction. People like the conversations, the building stories, the interacting with other people, and there was none of that within Fallout 76 until the Wastelanders expansion or update, whatever you want to call it. People expected that stuff to be there, and it wasn't there. I don't think they were promised that stuff to be there by Bethesda, were they? Or were they? Maybe they were. Maybe they were. I don't remember them being promised, but I didn't pay that much attention to it at that point because I just assumed it was nailed on. That's a Fallout game. Whereas this had been promised with like the E3 content and like if you see. Excuse me, you've seen like have you seen the Jurassic Park sort of like on a recorder clips? I think I may even played it last month, where it's like Cyberpunk at E3, and it's like a panning shot, and you just see like a vibrant, bustling city, people strolling around. You've got cars, you've got things overhead, and then you see someone actually playing it on a PS4, and it's just like a couple of people milling around, not really a vibrant, bustling city whatsoever. That's kind of like expectation versus reality. Did Fallout have that? Maybe they did. Maybe they did. Maybe it's just my rose-tinted glasses now that I've seen that the game works. I know Bethesda obviously went through a bad patch there. But would you say, with everything that they've had in terms of the delays, 3 delays, numerous stories based around workplace crunch, promises that the game is going to work well, and what was the actual quotes? It works extremely well or exceptionally well or something like that on last-gen consoles, was one of the comments from one of the studio heads. With all of that considered, would you still rate Fallout 76 in the same sort of level? Bib says, I may or may not have just had to get up to receive my insert coin hoodie. Woo, woo. Go on, tweet a picture or something, Bib, so we can see. Could not download. What? My Lumia stream update could not download. Nice. Minimize. Ads. Hey, there he is. How's things, dude? It's been a while. Where the hell have you been? But welcome back. Welcome back. Hope you had a good Christmas. I want Cyberpunk, but it's still off the start. I mean, like I say, I do have it. It's now been relegated to the drawer because I finally did a bit of New Year's tidying up. So I have it, but I'm not ready to play it. I'm waiting for all of the PS5 updates. This is a game that I will play on my PS5. I have a PS4 in my setup here. The PS5 is downstairs, and this is a game that will be played. Oh, everyone shout out to Iron Man. Bit of artwork that was downstairs that has now been moved up here. So, hey, welcome back, Iron Man. Also, shout out to Iron Man. Can you see? Oh, no, you can't see it because there's the CD Projekt thing, but that's Iron Man. And if you're listening, then just imagine that you can see Iron Man. It's fine. I think the problem is Cyberpunk had so many people's hopes up. Truthfully, people were always going to be disappointed, says Tito. I think that's a good observation. Cyberpunk, in a time... Sorry, I'm just adjusting my pop shield so it doesn't cover as much of the screen. In a time when people needed hope, in a world where people needed hope, one game... Yeah, it was pretty much that. One game promised everything. And I think after how successful The Witcher was, I think after how good The Witcher was, after how much content The Witcher provided, after how exceptional the storytelling was, after how good Netflix adapted The Witcher, it's like Cyberpunk are nailing everything. Cyberpunk CD Projekt are nailing everything. I think people did expect the world. And then add to that Keanu Reeves, you're breathtaking. It's only continuing to add to the hype. So it was always going to be something that became... What's the phrase? There's an idiom. Basically, a rolling stone. I can't remember the idiom that I'm going for. You guys might have one. You can drop in the chat. Basically, it picked up so much momentum. It was always going to come to a disastrous stop at the end. Closest we've had is No Man's Sky. Yeah, exactly. That's... Yeah, I think... No, you're right. I agree. It's easy to look back with the opposite of rose-tinted glasses, I suppose. Or maybe it is rose-tinted glasses, and think, okay, No Man's Sky was bad, but they fixed it. Nice, yay! But No Man's Sky was bad because it was completely promised to be one thing that it absolutely wasn't. They promised that it was not multiplayer, but you could meet other people in space, in worlds, and people were spending hours of their time pretty much going, so where are you? Like, not on the phone, headset, obviously, but we'll do the phone for dramatic effect. Where are you? Oh, yeah, I'm here. I'm literally on the street corner, or the star, or whatever. Yeah, I'm there. Can't see you. Just beep, you're on. Beep, beep. No. Just so people were kind of coexisting, and there was kind of some stuff worked together, but yeah, you weren't playing against everyone in some sort of like massive multiplayer online game, which was promised, and that was an issue because it's a small company, the devs and the marketing people not really communicating. Anyway, they managed to fix it and put a lot of that stuff within the game. Anyway, success story, rags to riches kind of snatching victory from the jaws of defeat kind of thing. They did turn it around. So yeah, that's probably the closest. I think the only difference is I think 76 has the scale that CD Projekt had, whereas No Man's Sky kind of went under the radar for a lot of people because it was a much smaller game. Just great him getting an extension on his mansion. Hey, it's Bibby, he's Lambo Man. But yeah, just another West Wing. I mean, we've got a West Wing, just another one. Just because, why not? Why not? 16 times the detail. What's 16 times the detail? Pausing characters, no NPCs. I think it had a lot of crashes to begin with. You're talking about 76 there. Okay. At least it's not going to be buried in a desert like E.T. on the Atari. Or I always think of like Robbie Williams. I mean, the reason I think of this is because Robbie Williams, I don't know if it's I've Been Expecting You, or Life Through a Lens, I can't remember which one. The one that has like Millennium and things like that was the first album I bought. I'm not ashamed to say it. I mean, some people do have much cooler albums, but that was the first album I bought. So you always kind of remember your first album, your first single that you've purchased. So, yeah, a few albums later, I think it was Rude Box or whatever it was called, Robbie Williams had dropped off the face of the earth and just became a bit of a meme. Anyway, his album was that bad. I remember seeing a news story that it was shipped en masse. The CDs were shipped en masse to China, I think it was, where it was... what's the word I'm looking for? Minced up, chopped up into little pieces to be used as like a tarmac road surface thing. So imagine having an album that's so bad that the copies that you sell the most of are to be chopped up and put into the floor. So nice. Yeah, GG's. Sold them though, so good effort. Cyberpunk will get huge updates and everyone will be happy again. I do believe that. This will be a success story. It may take time. It might not be January and February, because there is an update in January, which... Was it the 11th? Is that when the update? Has there been updates yet? If anyone's playing Cyberpunk, please do feel free to let me know. I know that there's supposed to be updates in January, and there's another one in February, and then there's the next-gen compatible updates coming too. So it will... I full-on believe CD Projekt Red will make this right. I've said this all along. I do believe it wasn't good enough. I do believe them not going through any platform... check. So usually when you have a game, you take it first party checking. If I make a game, Microsoft makes sure it runs, Sony makes sure it runs, and so on. Cyberpunk and CD Projekt Red, they've basically just gone, yeah, it's fine. So Sony have gone, oh, okay, and so have Xbox, and it's not been fine. It's been a bit shit. So they've dropped the ball. They've admitted that they didn't know that it wasn't going to work as badly as it did on last-gen consoles. They have fucked up. I'm not excusing that. I do believe that they will fix it, though. I believe that the game will run exceptionally smoothly. Maybe not... I mean, they've said PS4 and Xbox One will not look like a next-gen PC. It will never look that good. But PS5 and next-gen consoles, current-gen consoles rather than last-gen consoles, will. I think they will hit up in that sort of region. Ad says, been well, just took a break from things. No worries. But you never take a break again. No, I'm joking. Hopefully your suit will be well rested. Back just in time for Masters of the League. Not today. Potentially back on Wednesday. Obviously, we said last week, Masters of the League has been away for the best part of a month. I had my birthday time off, and then COVID, and then Christmas, and then Bibbs has had some time off. And now I'm having housework done for the next couple of weeks, so we may be back with Masters of the League on Wednesday, so you might be just back in time. Gary says, CDPR have done a lot worse shit, not the devs, than what Bethesda has done in the past, in my opinion. I agree. I fully agree. CD Projekt Red, up until this point, had... Could you that one of the builders is singing about? Oh yeah, I didn't actually answer what having done. I think it was Thomas Adam asked what we're having done. We have like an old wooden banister and balustrade kind of thing, so we're getting it ripped out and changed into one of those nice glass sort of ones, so it all looks a bit brighter. And we've got Artex like crinkly ceilings, so we're getting that like. So yeah, we're getting it all ripped out and modernised, basically just moving out of the 70s into the current days. That's what it is. But yeah, CD Projekt Red definitely, they pulled out, pulled the wool is probably a charged statement. I'm going to use it anyway for the sharing of my point. I don't mean it to its fullest extent though. They've definitely pulled the wool over a lot of people's eyes, and I mean that from the sense of every company wants to kind of pull the wool. I mean, it may not be pulling the wool, it may just actually being themselves. But you want to be seen as a good company. You want to say the right things. You want to do the charitable stuff. You want to give back to your consumers and so on. And CD Projekt Red have been doing that consistently for a long time. And if you do that, then you're not pulling the wool over anyone's eyes. The reason I use pull the wool is because now there's an element of doubt in terms of, are they this really good company that's been giving free games, that's set up GOG, that's been trying to give bits back to their consumers, that's made the Witcher games really cheap, that's trying to make content that's accessible for everyone? Are they this company that they've kind of promised? I mean, they promised to make Cyberpunk much more inclusive, in terms of race and gender and so on. I mean, there was conversations around, okay, they've not quite hit where they were aiming for with all of that stuff. So are they pulling the wool? Was that just a misstep that? But then when you put everything together, it's like, okay, you have conversations on crunch, so you're overworking your employees, even though you say you're not. But the game was horrendous. You have conversations on internal communications, even though you said that it's all fine, but you didn't know that your game was horrendous. And roll all of that in, and it's just a case of, okay, yeah, Bethesda has been slated for years because they have dropped the ball multiple ways, multiple times, multiple titles, done some stupid commercial decisions. Particularly with the like of the Wastelanders private servers when the game was malfunctioning and shit, and the updates have been delayed. But we can still roll out things that will take 10 quid a month off you every month. Yeah. I agree. Some of the stuff that CD Projekt Red has done has definitely been worse than some of the stuff that Bethesda has done. What do you think? Do you think that this... I mean, well, Tito asks the question there, doomed to fail. That's not the question I was going to ask. I was going to ask a similar one. Do you think that this will tarnish their reputation, or is this something that they can brush off? And then, taking that further to what Tito says, do you think that has tarnished the reputation of Cyberpunk to the point where the game will not succeed? Or do you think by next year we could be having conversations about how Cyberpunk should be included, in the Game of the Year conversation in the next December's Game Awards? Thoughts? No Man's Sky was rushed too, but No Man's Sky is amazing now. I love it. And that's the thing. No Man's Sky was rushed, didn't hit properly, and is now amazing. I think Cyberpunk could do that exact same thing. Bear in 1 second. I was going to mute my mic to blow my nose, but I've changed all of my mic stuff, so I can't do that now. Bear with. You have to listen. I apologise. I don't know why, but when I see the Cyberpunk cover, I just see Justin Timberlake. Really? Let's have a look. I can see it. I can see it. The builder is no Bibby when it comes to singing. Although he is exactly like Bibby when it comes to guitar, because he's also not playing it. So, hey! Okay, Bibby, we know you did it once. It's all right. It's fine. Yeah, whatever. We had one rendition of "Fuck You, Ferno" and nothing since. God. Anyway, let's move forward. I think the people are angry, disappointed, and feel let down by CD Projekt Red, but people will forgive them if they turn it round. Still think people want it to be a good game. I'll pick it up eventually. But I'm an ex-boner. You're an ex-boner? So what are you now? No, I agree. I think this is not a No Man's Sky situation. Like No Man's Sky, we reported how the No Man's Sky community supported Hello Games. It's Hello Games that made No Man's Sky, right? If I'm not right, correct me. I'll just stick with Hello Games for the explanation. So Hello Games made the game, didn't do very well, so they put a lot of time and resources into fixing it, and did fix it. So the community enjoyed and appreciated their input so much that they put They chipped in, bought them a banner, one of those big street billboards opposite their office to say thank you, and the rest of the money they spent on pizzas and drinks for the office. How cool is that? I don't think we'll get that with this because CD Projekt Red is massive and they don't need the money like Hello Games does. But I could see some form of success story going through that. Going through a dry patch. Hey, Bonsai! Hey, good morning, dude. How are you doing? I may have been chatting to you at silly o'clock last night whilst I couldn't sleep in bed, but hey, if you do want a game of PUBG, give us a shout, mate. Anyway, CD Projekt Red may be facing fines from the Polish, what's the word? Legislators? Authorities? We'll go with authorities because of the failures that they've had with the game. It is being investigated, so we'll keep up with that. I mean, we don't really need to. If something drastic happens, then we will cover it again. But yeah, it's still not great. It's a work in progress, and we will keep you up to date with how that work in progress evolves. But for now, let's move forward. I want to ask your opinions on something because this is a game that I haven't played. It has been around for a long time. And it has obviously made a massive resurgence recently. Let me just add the discussing now slate. Yeah, this, like I said, this is the bit that usually happens where Baby's talking, but he's not here, so you have to wait. Console rating. Okay, I think we're good. Boom, 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 boom. Okay. Next story. You guys tell me a little bit more about this because I have never played it. But a rating for the console release of Rust has just popped up on the ESRB website, citing blood and violence. It receives an M rating. This is written by Vikki Blake at Eurogamer. And it says a rating of the console release of Rust has popped up on the ESRB website. Rust's planned launch on PlayStation 4 and Xbox One for some time in 2020 was initially announced back in November 2019, so well over a year ago. But last month, we learned the developer responsible for the port admitted it being silent simply because there had been no meaningful updates. While it remains unclear when the console port will be available, the summary on the Entertainment Software Rating Board's website does confirm that the port will not be coming to next-gen systems, PS5 and Xbox Series X, but is slated to arrive on Xbox One and PS4. This is a multiplayer, first-person survival game in which players compete to survive in a hostile environment, the summary of the ESRB says, thanks comic book, which gives the game an M for mature rating. Players explore the open-world environment, gather resources, create weapons, e.g. spears, machine guns, explosives, and defend themselves from wild animals and other players. Players can attack and kill enemies in frenetic combat, with successful hits resulting in large splashes of blood. Players can keep shooting animals or humans on the ground, i.e. post-mortem damage, accompanied by large blood splatter effects. Battles are highlighted by realistic gunfire and explosions, and when human enemies are killed, they can be harvested for body parts and cooked for food. Developed by Face Punch and released in 2013, Rust has performed well on Steam, with player numbers reaching a concurrent peak of almost 250,000 in just the last 24 hours. It's a game of complete anarchy and resource grabbing, with highly aggressive bears and equally aggressive players. So Rust, despite being borderline 8 years old, continues to thrive. Obviously, recently it has absolutely boomed again. Twitch, no doubt, playing a huge part in that. But do any of you guys play it? Have you played it? What are your thoughts on Rust? Bonsai, yes, mate, for sure. I was up late. I was watching the football highlights. OG Sport, have we had this conversation? I can't remember. Sounds interesting and gruesome. I mean, I will play the Rust console announcement trailer, which is in the article. I'll keep it muted just so that you can see it whilst it's on screen. Anyone in the chat? Do you play Rust? Have you played Rust? Let me just also put the discussing now on. Yeah, do you play Rust? Have you played Rust? What are your thoughts? Do you watch any streamers that play Rust? because I haven't watched it. Maybe seconds. I mean, I've seen a couple of clips of, like, is Rust the one where you basically start as a naked dude? I think I've seen clips of people, yawning, kind of building a little house, almost Minecrafting. Maybe that was what we've just seen on the screen. Saying they had nothing. Someone came out. They then pulled out a gun, killed them, took all of their stuff. Is that a Rust thing? I think I've seen that. But has anyone played it? Am I missing out on something here by never playing this? I don't know. But if you're interested, anyway, if you are watching streamers, if you do have a number of streamers, Rust coming to consoles does make it a little bit more accessible. It is only last gen though, which is good, because obviously the shortage of next gen consoles. Obviously, don't expect all of the RTX ray tracing wonders that come with next gen hardware, but you will be able to play it across all of last gen, and I assume they will be forward compatible. The PS4 versions will play on the PS5 and so on. So if you have been watching streamers playing it and you're interested, it will be coming to console if you don't have it for the PC. If you don't have a PC, you can get involved. Yes, mate, we have. I'm a Coventry fan, unfortunately. How did you get... Did Coventry play this weekend? I don't remember. You just got like the Marine score stuck in my head because pretty much that was the only thing that I could see anywhere on social media yesterday. That and the... What was it? Leeds losing to... Was it Crawley? Is that what it was? And then we saw that ex-Spurs guy like pretty much break down and everyone... I'm not crying, just... But yeah, if you haven't seen the interview, I can't remember his name. Sarad... I don't know what his name. But anyway, if you haven't seen that interview, it's anyway, I'm not a fan of these sorts of games like Ark, Minecraft, etc. Too aimless. Do you know what? I kind of agree, Tito. I think I'm probably somewhere in that camp. They do pique my interest. So DayZ, these survival games, Scum and Rust and so on. These survival games do pique my interest because it's kind of like you've got Fortnite. Okay, I'm going to try to put my hands in place. You've got Fortnite and Warzone. Different games, but fast-paced, frantic, frenetic. It's quick-ish games, ways of getting back into the game, reboots and so on. Then you get to the kind of like the middle area of the spectrum that I'm showing, which is kind of the PUBG. Some of the frenetic fights and so on, the BR elements of those games in PUBG, but slower, more build. It takes more time to build up, and longer games, which attributes more risk to the likes of those games. So I play PUBG because it's a bit more survivalish than those, but not quite as survivalish as the likes of Rust and DayZ's and so on like that. So they do pique my interest, but I think that maybe is because I'm a PUBG player. So when I see people, so the likes of Sacriel, Break, whoever playing DayZ, or Shroud now playing Rust. Not that I've watched Shroud playing Rust, but when I've watched these guys playing these games, when they're kitted up after 2 hours of milling around and eating stuff and so on, see the eating stuff and keeping my stamina and keeping hydrated and keeping energy levels up and so on, that stuff doesn't grab my attention. Having to put individual bullets into each magazine, then shooting my gun, emptying the magazine, throwing it on the floor, putting another magazine, shooting it, but then having to pick my magazines and stuff back up again doesn't capture my attention. That's too much for me. But the idea that comes when you are fully looted, when you have all of your magazines stocked, when you're in that shootout, knowing that it literally is life and death, it is in essence, because obviously you'll die in the game, but it's the death of all of the time that you've invested in it. So it piques my interest, but it's the amount of work that you have to put in to get there. I don't know. If I died straight away, I'd be pissed. If I stayed alive for numerous fights, I'd be like ecstatic. And it's like risk reward. And I don't think I like the risk balance in that game as much as I would with the PUBG. So I think that's why they've piqued my interest but not got my attention. Yeah, so I don't like Ark, in my opinion. The game looks horrible, and this Rust game sounds similar to Ark, so probably a no from me. David says, I've tried it and got beaten by someone with an AK as a new spawn. then had someone's digital genitals dunked on my head a few times before they killed me. Nice! That's lovely. We lost 2-0 against Norwich. Unlucky. Yeah, Leeds lost against Crawley. Was that 3-0? Yeah. Bielsa, the tactical genius. I did see quite a funny comment on the weekend. It was I think it was like, I don't know, Joe.co.uk or Sport Bible or one of those things, and it was taking the piss out of Gary Neville. Gary Neville stood there like that with a microphone in his hand, and it was basically like, yeah, okay. I mean, Crawley, well done. But Leeds, and it was basically the media, obviously the meme of the media, just absolutely loving Leeds. Anyway, we all know that, we've seen that. But one of the comments as I was scrolling down caught me off guard, and I thought it was quite funny. It's probably not going to be for you, but I'm going to say anyway. And it was like, I've only just found out that Bielsa's first name is Marco. I genuinely thought Bielsa's first name was Credito. And I was like, hey! Because how many times have you heard it? Credit to Bielsa. Credit to Bielsa. Rust. That game is going to diminish over time. I'll stick with PUBG, says Bonsai. PUBG is king fight for me. PUBG is king fight me, there we go. Rust, Alistair's favourite game. Was it? Okay. I mean, I can see Alistair liking that game because of the other games that I know he has played. Who's Gary Neville? Exactly. It's called Credit to Neville, actually, I think you find. But yeah, anyway, if you are interested in playing Rust, if you want to try get those survival vibes, then it will be coming to console. Should have been happening in 2020, as we were told in 2019. We now sit in 2021, funnily enough, and it's not here. But the fact it has been rated means it's probably on the way pretty soon. So if you want to get involved, then you potentially can do. Not sure how successful it's been. It will be. I mean, survival games don't tend to carry over to console very well from PC, as much as they would like anyway. You can shit talk people over comms, something that needs to be in every game. I would love to have proximity chat on PUBG console. That is one of, like, from a content perspective as well, that is one of the easiest wins. I mean, you can get some assholes, some nasty bastards, but you can get some really good content with that sort of stuff. I've mentioned him a few times before, but a Canadian streamer plays PUBG called Halifax. He's like a nice feel-good streamer. On a Friday night, he does something that he calls Friday Night Shenanigans, where he basically gets drunk and plays games. And he was playing the other day, Friday night, and it killed someone. And people go, oh, shit, oh, it's Hallie, hey, GG's, man, GG's. And then Hallie will talk or whatever. And then as he's finishing, about to leave, he's finished looting, Hallie just goes, love you. And then you go, GG's, man. So Hallie's like, love you. Then the guy go, oh, I love you too. It's like, hey! Next person he kills does the same thing again. See, stuff like that, just cheesy banter stuff, as well as like proper piss taking and like chest puffing kind of stuff. There's so much stuff that you can do with proximity chat. I wish that was in console games. I'm just gonna have to plug my controller into my PC and play in there. It's the only way. It's the only way. Yes, agreed. I would love that on PUBG console. Yeah. Is it Howard from the Halifax? It is. It absolutely is. Not. It is, but not. Although he does have @Halifax as his Twitter account, and mentions pretty often that he gets lots of tweets from angry UK banking customers. So there you go. Facts. Anyway, let's move ahead. Next story. I will pick up the pace soon as we're approaching an hour. This one I'm going to gloss over pretty quickly. Does follow. Last week we did have 2 articles on Nintendo Switch, and we have another one now. This is written by Andy Robinson at VGC, and it says Nintendo Switch has reportedly already outsold the PS4 in China. Tencent confirms it shipped 1 million units since 2019. But far more have sold via grey market channels. Nintendo has now legitimately shipped 1 million Switch consoles in China since its official launch in late 2019, Chinese partner Tencent has announced. The figure means that Nintendo has already surpassed Sony and Microsoft as the biggest console seller in China, according to consultancy Nico Partners via Reuters, when grey market sales are also taken into account. Nico estimates that around 4 million Switch consoles have been sold in total, when Tencent's 1 million is combined with illegal grey market sales. That would make Switch's lifetime total in China more than PlayStation 4, 3.52 million, and Xbox One, 1.24 million, according to Nico's data. Switch officially launched in China in December 2019 after local regulators approved it for sale. Foreign game firms typically need to navigate complex regulations in order to release their products in China with approval needed from various government bodies. Consoles are considered niche in China, though the region is still the world's biggest for games via a significant mobile and PC market. And China had previously banned foreign companies from selling game consoles for more than a decade. To date, Nintendo's Chinese partner Tencent has released 13 games, including Super Mario Odyssey and Mario Kart 8 Deluxe. However, some of the Switch's biggest global hits, such as Legend of Zelda Breath of the Wild and Animal Crossing New Horizons, haven't yet been approved for release in China. Most games published for the China Nintendo Switch are from local developers, Nico analyst Daniel Ahmad told Reuters. China is important to Nintendo because the country does not yet have a console culture in the same way that the US or Japan does, which represents a growth opportunity for the company. It was reported in December 2019 that Tencent wants to develop console games using Nintendo characters in a bid to grow its business in the US and Europe. So there you go. Oh. Change of the lights. My light has just changed. Nice. I don't know if that was a Lumia thing. Let me see. Oh, Lumia is still updating. Nice. There we go. Light is back. So there you go. Nintendo Switch selling pretty well in China. Already outsold the PS4 and the Xbox One, and is very close to outselling them both combined, which is nice. I do find the Chinese market baffling. I'm not going to stick on this for long. This is why I said I'll skip past this one, because you think of how many people are in China, and it's sold. The PS4 has sold 3.5 million. The Xbox has got 1.24 million. It's like, okay, the PlayStation 4 has sold 120 million worldwide. How's it only sold 3? But yeah, it mentioned within the article that there has been a block on console sales. Was it best part of a decade? No consoles have been able to have been sold in China. But yeah, we're breaking the walls down. There's all sorts of tangents that we could go on this in terms of consoles. Only certain games being allowed, not other games not being allowed. We had a story last week, the week before, around Chinese censorship in games. So there's all sorts of avenues that we could jump down off of that. I will save that for this time because I expect that to be a conversation that pops up semi-regularly over the next few weeks and months. So we will just leave it at that. The Switch doing pretty well in Japan. In China. But speaking of Japan, as I just mentioned then, if you want to play some games, you can now play Pokemon Red through a Twitter avatar. Fly. Hey! I did see this on the weekend, and I must admit, it caught my attention for about a minute, and I gave up on it, but the idea is pretty cool. You may have seen a few... Was it like 2 years ago? We had like Twitch Plays Pokemon, where... it's kind of crowd mechanics. There was a Twitch channel, and if someone types up, the character on the screen will go up. Left, that's right, clearly, but it might look left for you. Down, and then A, B, but then when more and more, and hundreds of thousands of people are watching it, it basically compiles requests over a 10 to 20 second period of time or whatever, squashes them all in, find out which one's the most popular, and then uses that function. So that way you can, because Pokemon is obviously button pressed, it's easy to go through the entire game. You can have battles and so on. And that ran through Twitch. Someone has taken that one step further and has used their profile picture on Twitter to be able to play the game, which is incredible. So why? I'm not sure. But just the tech behind it, I love that creative sort of mindset. But why play Pokemon Red on a Game Boy? Boring! Now you can play using someone's Twitter avatar. Following in the footsteps of the popular Twitch Plays Pokemon, this crowd-controlled version of Pokemon Red asks for your inputs to affect the game. Comment on the below tweet with a Game Boy button input, which are the options are up, down, left, right, A, B, start, select, and the most popular result every 15 seconds will be chosen. The game will then upload a screenshot to Twitter as the account's 400 by 400 avatar picture. The idea is the work of Konstantin Leotard, what a name, hey, a programmer at Gameloft Montreal, who launched the project over the weekend. More than 30,000 comments have been made to control the game so far, and a Discord community has sprung up to try and guide the game to victory. At the time of writing, Twitter Plays Pokemon is currently in the middle of an encounter with a wild Bellsprout. The player's war total, which is now level 18, and has been nicknamed maybe is low on health, and now I'm watching as Twitter opens the player's item menu and applies a potion. Good work. We'll keep you posted as the account progresses. So let me click on this. This should take us through. So Konstantin Leoter, that's how he started. Obviously, that is what the game begins, and this is where he is. There you go. He's in a Pokemon Center. Bosh. There you go. There you go. So if you want to play some Pokemon and you don't have a Game Boy and you can't be bothered getting one or doing any legal forms of emulation, then there you go. Just jump on Twitch. Follow at ScreenShakes, who now has 27,000 followers, and get involved. There you go. There you go. I mean, pointless, but incredibly creative. GG Constantine. I'm not about the salty comments, etc. And if I lost a game like last night when I was on 14 kills, I would say GG to the last dude alive who killed me. Yeah, I think most normal people would do. If, like, it's funny when you watch, I tend to watch a mixture of streamers. You've got someone like Halifax who's really good, but he's also quite fun and relaxed. But then I'll watch someone like Tiggleton, TGLTN, who plays professionally, and he's really good. So good that he kills people, and people just instantly are like, fuck you, you're cheating, fucking F-bombs, racist, homophobic slurs. And it's like, how is that your default mindset? To instantly assume that anyone that beats you is a cheater. And okay, fair enough, he's that good that it looks like he could be. How has he turned 360 no-scoped headshotted you out of the game? God damn it, cheater! But fine. But the racism and homophobia and shit that comes with that proximity chat stuff, it's shit. It's people in video games. But I don't think I'd. Yeah, I wouldn't ever be that, and I don't expect any of you guys watching this to be that kind of person. But I think the benefits of having those interactions with people kind of outweigh the weapons in the world. So yeah, I would love to have that stuff on console. I'd be less inclined to let Chloe play, say Fortnite, she plays Fortnite, I'd be less inclined to let her play Fortnite if Fortnite had proximity chat, because people are dicks and can be dicks. I don't mind it, but I wouldn't want proximity chat for a younger game. Something like PUBG, where you've obviously got to be certain ages and stuff, yeah, fine. But something like Fortnite, nah, not so much. The reason Howard from the Halifax was taken off the TV ads was because he was deemed too cheerful for the financial depression. Really? Wow. That's incredible. Gary says that's like the population of one village in China. I know, ridiculous. The Switch sells 1 million. Nice. Or 5 million if you include the illegal sales. China has a massive handheld market. They dominate the handheld emulators. Pretty much all the new ones that release globally come from there, including my G350. Bradley says Twitch Plays Pokemon was so frustrating to watch. I know. That's why I said I kind of watched this for like 3 or 4 minutes, because you just kind of like watching. Duh. All right, he's moved one step to the right or left, maybe for you, and then it's like, duh. It's like, okay, he's now gone back left. 15 seconds later, duh, and he's gone back right. Okay, that's it. I'm already angry. I'm infuriated. Nope. Or you'll see like someone wants to apply a potion, but people are watching a stream delayed, like with the Twitch Plays Pokemon, the stream's delayed. So everyone's going, press B, or A, or whatever. So they've selected. No, you've not selected it. Press B to go back. And it's like, yeah. The Twitch Plays thing always reminded me of Saturday morning kids shows where the kids would call in and shout commands over the phone. Yeah, with that mouse trying to get the cheese. Yeah, I know what you mean. Kiki B, yo. It's Ice Cream Uploads. Goddamn right it is. How's things, dude? Welcome back. Fuck shit fuck. What? I watched Gagod, and some of the things he does is like, wow, but I certainly wouldn't be salty about it if he ever killed me. Yeah, exactly. I mean, some streamers are salty in their style. A bit, not salty is the wrong word, because usually salty is when you've been put out. But some people are a little bit more, how can I describe it? Not aggressive, but I don't know, banterous maybe. And I'd definitely say Gagod has that sort of style. He can go in it. He's got, like, he knows he's good. He is good. He's got the ego and he can prove it, kind of thing. But it's like a lot of the people that he will kill, imagine the saltiness from them without even knowing it was him, kind of thingy like that. So, yeah. A message has been held from KKB. Do we want to allow him? Yeah, we'll allow it. Cuds. Nebad at work on lunch. Hope my boss doesn't catch me. Well, what we having? What we having? Do share the information. I'm about to grab myself a nice cold coffee. Yeah. But yeah, I mean, I would be like, okay, Gargod has got to be cheating because there's no way that anyone using a controller can do what he's just done because he's fucking ridiculous. He's so good. So good. Cheese, top drawl, Bavarian ham, mayo, and superfood salad. What's superfood salad? What is this? Does it make you super? I would like some, please. Speaking of food, let's wrap things up. We are done. We've gone through the news. So if you're looking for a little bit something to do today, and you don't have anything to do, then check out Screen Shakes on Twitter. There you go. That is where you can play. Twitter plays Pokemon. Not Twitch, but Twitter. Extremely creative idea. A bit of a time sink for not really much out of it, but it's one of those things. Just one of those things. So have a go. Bag of salad from Aldi, called superfood salad, like normal salad, but has superfood on the bag. Oh, there you go. Does it do exactly as it says in the tin? I hope so. Anyway, I am going to disappear. Thank you, everyone, for joining us for another episode of The Scoop. And as my screen shit itself, it looks like it has. Is it dead? I don't know if you can hear me or not. Did I just die? Can you still hear me? Yes, can you? Hey, there we go. Okay, well, let me kick my camera in the balls. Camera, deactivate, and activate. See if we come back to life. Hey, there we go. I don't know why that happened. That's bizarre. At least you can hear me though. There you go. So yeah, I'm going to disappear. What I was about to say is guess who's back? Back again. Not Baby, because that's tomorrow, but Graham's back with no friends. When's the next PUBG with G? That's good question. It's probably not today. I was thinking about going live with some PUBG today. It could be later on today. The best way of knowing that is to follow us on Twitch and Twitter. That way you'll get notified when we tweet about it and you'll get notified when we go live. It could be today, although I do have a business meeting this afternoon with our business development manager, Jamie Hughes. Yes. So yeah, I've got a meeting this afternoon, so that's probably not going to happen. Maybe, but we will see. If not, maybe Wednesday or Thursday? It could be Thursday. I think Wednesday we might be back with Pub with G. Not Pub with G, with Masters of the League, so it could be Thursday if it's not today. But yeah, that's it. Before we go, if you want to share your stories with us, you can get involved on Twitter, all social media actually. Just get involved at Ice Cream Uploads, !socials in the chat. We'll give you the links. You can share the stories for any news articles that you want discussing on the Scoop on Discord. Discord in the chat. We'll give you that link. Just drop us the link, any information, who you are and where you're from, although we can probably tell that from your username, and we will share the show with some credits for you on the show the very next day, which is at 10 a.m. on the money, on the dot, ish. Not quite, but ish. So yeah, 10 a.m. tomorrow-ish. We will see you then. Have yourselves a fantastic day. If we aren't back with more PUBG, we will see you then. Until then, stay frosty.